it is difficult when, you're lost in the middle of Japan or driving to Tokyo and you took the wrong exit, and, you know, it's difficult not being able to speak the language and sometimes having to translate on your phone.
Say that again. Yeah. It's difficult to...
It's difficult to not speak the language and have to sometimes translate on your phone or nod and give hand signals, something to show, hey, I'm trying to communicate with you. But it's also really cool when you start to, I know I've even picked up some of the language and some of the common words, and so using those out in town is also an accomplishment for me, at least. It may seem very elementary, but it's something that I never imagined I would even learn any Japanese, so it's been kind of fun for me.
Do you feel like, as you're coming out of your shell, do you feel like it's almost helped being in a place that is so alien?
Yes and no. It is very difficult, and being very shy, I do have moments where I feel, or I guess coming from a place of being very shy, I do have moments where I feel like it is a lot of effort to go out in town and, try and find my way around and try and find, what do I feel like eating, or I don't know where I'm going, so I have to use my GPS, but sometimes it gives me the roundabout way of, and sometimes I get lost, but I think it's really grown me as a person, because it does force me to step out of my comfort zone again. I think that's what my life has consisted of in the past, 3 years, is just moment after moment stepping out of my comfort zone. And the moment where I start to feel like, okay, I'm starting to settle in and feel comfortable, it's like there's another thing that makes me step out of my comfort zone. So I think that's God's way of growing me. And it's been uncomfortable, but it's been really beautiful.
For a young person that's never or haven't historically travelled a huge amount, what is it like to walk through like Shinjuku or Shibuya in Tokyo, or these like crazy places where there's like a sea of neon staring you in the face?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, just describe that feeling?
Yeah, the busy places like Tokyo, the different cities, Shinjuku and Akihabara, places like that, they're overwhelming at first. I remember walking around Tokyo and thinking, wow, like, people live here. People go out and this is their everyday life. And, you see Tokyo in movies and TV shows, and I never imagined that I'd actually be there. And so walking around, seeing all the bright lights and all the different restaurants and different people, and there's so many different kinds of people. There's so many different, you have, people love to dress up. They love to dress up and walk around Tokyo, and it's a really fun place. But I think at first, again, like anything else in Japan, it was overwhelming for me. But I think really realizing that, wow, there's so many different walks of life and cultures even within Japan, was something really cool to see. I talked about being in the United States and, going out at my public school and seeing different cultures there. I never really imagined being here in Japan and also experiencing that. So it's been really cool seeing, the older culture and the teenage culture here, and they're even very fascinated with us, Americans, and the way that we live. So I think it's really cool getting to see all of that intertwined into one.
That's great. Before we get into kind of the Donna and kind of more of like your self-revelation to finish, can you just, you're extremely young in the Navy. You've only been here just over a year, but you've done things that most people would never do. Like you've done an event for POTUS. You've done all this cool stuff. Just talk about those experiences that you've had in your year in Atsugi, and